Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Okay, so I want to start with my favorite childhood book called The Tao of Pooh. It's actually just Zen words that Winnie the Pooh said in the movies, and someone made a whole collection of those. One of my favorite uh, quotes is, "Did you ever stop to think and forget to start again?" Hmm. Think about that for a minute. Um, we've talked about trust. We've talked about breathing. We've talked about right thinking. These are the proper foundation for your awakening. Once you've practiced all of this for a bit and it becomes habitual to you, then it's time to consider starting your engines, so to speak. Okay. Um, Thankfully, like all things spiritual, starting the engines on your physical body is not that hard. In fact, when you're ready and when you're truly trusting yourself and truly breathing, um, thinking nice thoughts about everything or positive intent rather than, oh, this won't happen or, oh, this is going to happen, right? Think positive. And then you're totally at peace within yourself, emerging with new vision of reality that doesn't include the hierarchy and the rejection and the less thans and the poverty and the suffering, war and chaos and etc. Starting the engines is going to be quite easy at that point. So when you're ready, and of course, only you are going to know when you're ready, all you have to do to get yourself rolling on this literally lightning path is to set your intent. Simply put, all you have to do is decide, I'm ready to wake up. So when you've decided, it will happen. Guaranteed, it will happen. Okay. Uh, Willfully draw yourself up. Willfully awaken yourself. Use your thought. Remind yourself, I want to wake up. No different. Let me take these glasses off. This glare is terrible. No different than waking up in the morning and dragging your tired ass out of bed when your clock goes off. You know you have to get up. You know you have to go to work or go to school or, feed the kids or whatever it is that you have to do. You drag yourself out of bed every morning. Routine, right? It's routine. So willfully wake yourself up every day. Tell yourself, I want to wake up. I want to be fully awake. I want to be fully conscious. I really want to expand my thinking, my vision, my viewpoint. Really remember to tell yourself that every single day. And before you know it, it's going to be happening. Okay? I mean, that's really all there is to it. It sounds too simple to be real, but it's really that simple. It really is. And it's not hard. It's not rocket science. Um, it's not convoluted. It's just very easy. It's very effective. Simple intent. Wake yourself up. I wish to wake up. Just say that every morning when you wake up, every night when you go to bed. I wish to wake up. You know what you mean. You're not saying you wish to wake up when you're going to bed so you can stay awake all night. You're wishing to wake up consciously. And I know a lot of people are going to think that I sound crazy right now. That's okay because this message isn't for them if they think I'm crazy. This message isn't for them if they think you're crazy for wanting to wake up. I mean, I've literally had people that I love look at me and say, why would I want to wake up? What's in it for me? Well, it's not my place to tell you what's in it for you, but I'm telling you what, if you don't wake up, your life is not near as full and rich as it could be. You're not acting at your full potential. It's like having a vehicle that you only use to drive you from point A to point B, and you don't use the heater, and you don't use the radio, and you don't use the windshield wipers, and you don't use the headlights. You don't use any of the things that the car is equipped with. You merely use it to drive you from point A to point B. Well, that's what people are doing that are sleepers, that choose to stay asleep, that aren't awake. They're not using all their tools. I mean, how much better of a ride would it be if you turn that radio on, or use those wipers when it's raining, or turn on your heater to defrost your windshield or warm your feet, or the air conditioning, whatever it may be. Um, they're just not ready for the message yet. I mean, there's so much there, but we have to want it. We have to be ready for it. You can't push things on people, or you shouldn't anyway. So when people say to me, why should I awaken? What's in it for me? I simply just smile at them and tell them, well, I guess it's not for you yet. One day it will be, one lifetime, somewhere. So don't worry about what they're thinking. This is your personal journey, not theirs. So let's put all of the negativity and dogma behind us, okay? Because you really can't grow and expand into who you want to be if you're allowing other people's opinion of you to hold you back. Okay, so know your worth and draw your boundaries, and don't let people's thoughts or opinions influence who you are and what you do, regardless if you're listening to me or not. I mean, just don't do that. You have to have control of your own life. Don't let people dictate it. So when you get up every morning, just remind yourself, I wish to wake up. I'm ready to wake up. Keep an open mind and keep any fear that you have under control. Breathe and embrace the morning. Follow the advice of the breath. Take the 10 breaths if that's what you need to do to get through your day, trying to stay conscious, trying to stay present in the moment. Breath's going to take you really far. And you'll see. It's true. We're going to go over several concepts and techniques in the following days and weeks, months, whatever, for your own spiritual awakening process. But thinking, breathing, intent, and trust, these are the fundamental concepts and techniques that you need to have down. So you may get sick and tired of hearing me say this over and over and over again, but I'm going to keep bringing it up. Okay, it's really what you need to have the biggest grasp on. You need a good, strong foundation there. And visualization. Visualization is going to be key to manifesting. Okay? Whether it be just making sure you maintain a healthy blood pressure, you're going to need some kind of visualization in order to do that. So you got to open up your creative mind. You have to have that inner movie theater working, that movie screen, right? It's got to be in top shape. So we're going to work on that a lot, and you're going to hear me bring it up a lot. You might get tired of me, but it's okay. I won't take offense. I understand. So visualization, what is that really? Basically, it's the ability to see things in your brain on your movie screen, okay? Drawing pictures in your mind's eye. For example, if I were to tell you to close your eyes and envision an apple and hold that thought of an apple in your mind, could you do it? I think you can. I think you probably are right now. So that's visualization, holding that image in your mind, okay? Just like when we did the breathing grounding exercise where you see a tail or a tether or a string, whatever you want to see, growing from the base of your spine and into the ground and into the core of the earth. That's a visualization process. You need that visualization, that image, that thought image in your head in order to connect or release. Okay? There's different reasons to connect. Some are just for calmness, some are to heal yourself, some are to heal others, etc. and so on. Some talk to spirit. We connect for many, many reasons. And there's many things to release. So we need to be able to do that image in our mind so that we can release properly and heal properly and, develop properly, right? And it really is quite simple. It's not near, I know there's a lot of people that's like, oh, well, I can't this or I can't that, but it's really not that hard once you start focusing on the imagery in your mind to create the images that are necessary, okay, and hold them. Keep them there as a conscious thought. It's not hard. It sounds difficult to people that have never done it, or maybe, you've even tried to learn lessons from someone else that you just couldn't grasp it. And that's going to be the point of the workshop group that's on Facebook, or Song's Spiritual Lovecraft group, which I may change the name of. But that's going to be the point of that, so we can do visualization exercises and different various mental exercises to help you get a real grasp on that so that you can move forward in creating your own reality much better than you do right now, because you already do it, you just don't realize you're doing it right now. Maybe you don't realize, maybe you kind of do. I'm sure some of you here probably do, right? So it really is quite simple. However, as with breathing, don't let the simplicity of it fool you. Visualization is a very powerful tool. In fact, in terms of your ability to awaken and empower and steer your way through life, visualization is very critical. I can tell you right now, in terms of awakening and driving around the roadways of creation, you're not going to get very far very fast if you don't know how to visualize an image. You're not going to get anywhere. So it is a fundamental technique that we need to master. And it quite literally is your steering wheel too. Ironically, that I would use the car on the road thing, because it really is your steering wheel. We can know where we want, and we can put that intent out there of where we want to go or what we want to achieve in the future. But if you don't have an image in your mind of what that looks like, it's not going to happen, right? Or if it does happen, it's not going to happen exactly the way you wanted it to. So you have to have those images to be able to put in your mind so that you create and manifest properly in the future. Okay. And actually, as far as God being a creator goes, God had every image that he could imagine in his mind that was brought forth, or her, it, whatever. Don't be getting on me for all that, okay? Because it's just each to their own. But he had the ability to create the visual, right? Just like when he created humans, he knew what he wanted humans to look like. So, we were created in his image. He knew what he wanted us to look like. He knew what he wanted a tree to look like. He knew, right? Whatever, like he had an image in his mind. Much like an artist would have an image in their mind before they draw a picture, paint a picture, create a sculpture, whatever. You have that image in your mind. Even music composers, they have some type of image in their mind of the music that they want to flow forth before they write the piece. Or, pick up the instrument and start playing. They have some type of an idea of what they want. So visualization's very powerful. It's very important. So important, actually, that it really should have been taught in school. And I really hope for a day in our future when it will be taught in school. Visualization, thought, intent, spirituality, the whole thing. I really see a day where our children are going to be raised and embraced in being the spiritual creatures that we are, and nurtured in that, and encouraged in that. I homeschooled my children, and all of them were raised with that knowledge of their tools, to embrace it. And my children are all very intelligent, very gifted. And I don't just say that because they're mine. Um, they have the grade point averages to prove it. But five of them are grown. They're adults now, and they are incredibly intuitive, intelligent co-creators. You know, um, they know how to use their tools, and some people call them gifted. And yes, they have very wonderful gifts. We all have our own set of gifts to offer to the world, but the true gift is just the knowledge of knowing how to use those tools, right? So that's my gift to you. I'm going to teach you how to use them tools, and I apologize for the glare on my glasses. That's really bad, ain't it? All right, moving on. Uh, just a moment. Okay, just a minute. Uh, where am I at here? Okay, yeah. I was saying I wish they teach it in school. All right, so visualization is a powerful way to direct your life. Um, and even if you don't learn visualization, I don't know why I can't say that word all of a sudden, then you give up the best opportunity that you have to control the world that you experience. You know, I know it might seem daunting and hard to some people to get that image creator thing working in your mind, and that's the point of these workshops, is so that we can work on whatever area you're having trouble in. And that's the purpose of the practices, the exercises, so that everybody can get on the same page. Because it's going to come easy to some of you, and others it's going to be a little difficult. Or it might be just the breath is difficult. Who knows? I mean, different levels for different folks, right? We're all going to have a different learning curve. So I'm here for all of you. I mean, you don't have to feel rushed by this. You don't have to feel like I'm going to just like throw it all out there and you better keep up or you're just going to get left behind. We're not doing all that. We're just not doing all that. If you've got questions, you're going to have access to me so that you can talk to me and we can work it out and figure out a way for you to get up to speed on, whatever it is that you're needing. Okay. So as above in consciousness, so below in matter. Bottom line, if you're thinking about something, then the energy, thought is energy. Okay. That's what we need to really realize there. Thought is energy. It's electromagnetism. It's energy. Okay. It's a source of power. Just like God is a source of power. Electromagnetism. It's energy. Okay. And it makes up the universe. It begins to move in the direction that you're thinking when you have right thought. Okay. Keeping something in your mind long enough and the energy of creating it will eventually manifest your visions. So again, it's a basic principle of creation. Whatever your brain determines, the universe determines the universe that you experience, is what I'm trying to say. Whatever your brain determines is what the universe is going to show you. That's what you're going to experience. So thought is important. Intent is important. Images in your mind, the visualization, all important. Breath first. Don't forget. Okay. So truth is, on this earth, it's not always so easy and straightforward. On this earth, there's always a lot of interference from, the sleepers that are around you, right? So we also have to learn to block out that energy in order to keep it from messing with what we're trying to create. And we're going to get into that later too, about how to shield yourself and block negativity, basic defense mechanisms that should have been taught to us as children that will be taught in school in the future, like I was talking about the other stuff, so that you know how to protect your own energy and your own space, and other people's thoughts can't bombard that. Because truth is, we're all empaths. Okay, since you're an electric being, I'm an electric being, we're all electric. We're all we can all interfere with each other's electricity. We can all um, interfere in a negative way or interfere in a positive way, right? I mean, when you're healing someone, you're interfering in their electricity, their magnetic field, electromagnetic field, but you're doing it in a positive manner to heal them. And the same goes for what I would call psychic vampires that are just, the Eeyores of the Pooh Bear Club, right? The doom and gloomers always have something negative to say. They drain your energy. They absorb your good energy. They deplete your own because you're absorbing theirs. We're all empathic, every one of us. And so we have to learn to shield and block from the negative emotions. We have to learn how to get rid of them and, let them out, which, like the meditation exercise we did in the other video, um, we did the grounding and then like the release of all the negative energy within the body. And if you do that daily until you get used to naturally having your shields up around you, that'll help with your flow of awakening and positivity and creation. Because in the meantime, everybody else's crap is going to muddy your water, basically, right? So we'll get into that a little later. But we're going to get these basic principles down first. So back to what I was saying, whatever you dream in your soul, that's above, is what you're going to manifest into creation, and that's here below, right? Above and below. What's above is so below. And so you need to keep that in mind. And you need to keep in mind that not everything that you're trying to create at this moment is going to work out for you the way you want it to, even if you can have the image in your mind and you know how to do the breathing and you know how to do the intent and put the thought out there. It may not always work out for you the way you planned right now until you learn to shield and block other influence. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Don't feel like you've done something wrong or you're a failure or that this doesn't work. That there are other influences and they matter. Okay. So I want to encourage you, not discourage you, right? I don't want you feeling like something isn't working about this because of something you've done wrong, right? There's going to be outer influence. It's odds of probability, okay? Um, the more of us that know how to use our own intent and put it forth in a positive manner, the less the negativity influence will bother us. It won't influence, right? Yeah. So moving right along. I've been saying that visualization is all about the physical world. So let's pause for a moment and consider this. Breathe. Remember this truth. Your body, your brain, your nervous system, your mind, your heart, your voice, your muscles, your arms, your legs, the blood that's flowing through your body are all made of physical matter. Your physical vehicle, your body, is made up of energy from creation. Therefore, your body, your nervous system, your brain respond to visualization, just like every other physical thing in the entire universe. Okay? Everything. So treat your mind and your body like the physical object that it is. If you want your body to be healthy, then you have to visualize a healthy body. If you want to have more muscles, you have to visualize yourself having more muscles. If you want to lose weight, you have to visualize losing the weight. You have to see it for what you want the outcome to be. And then so it is. If you want your mind to awaken, you visualize an awakening mind. I mean, it's really that simple. It really is. So control your physical body. Control your physical mind through visualization, just as you would control any other aspect of this physical universe. Okay? That's all there is to it. Now, as a great basic technique of visualization, excuse me, especially when coupled with breathing and intent, there's one problem we have to address before we can efficiently make use of the power of visualization. The problem is simple. As a result of what I can only call the slave training, the slave mind that we get from school, that we get from society, many of us have lost our ability to visualize. So that's the result of what we are mistakenly calling education right now, or right brain thought, right brain capability. Our visual metaphoric imagery powers have just been destroyed through no fault of our own. You know, even the teachers that teach us this as children, it's not even their fault because they were taught before us, and so on and so forth. It's been a vicious cycle for a long time. So we can't be angry at our preachers and our teachers and our leaders because they were just as confused and misled as we were. You know, in order to get out of the matrix and break the chains of enslavement, we have to realize that we're all in this together. It's not an us against them kind of scenario. We're in this together. We've all been very, what's the word I want to use? Well, I mean, enslaved, entrapped, manipulated, you know, misdirected, mistaught. So it's not, you know, don't blame anybody. This goes back a long, long time. This is a correction that's being fixed from eons ago, right? Long, long time ago. So just keep that in mind too. So when we regain our ability to visualize, because it's not permanent damage that they've done, we really can untrain it, you know, unlearn it, if you will. And we can strengthen it and exercise it just like any other muscle in our body. Your brain's a muscle. So, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? If you do use it, you build it up more. That's what we're going to do. We're going to build it up more. And it'll start being a lot easier for you. The more repetition you add into it, the much easier it's going to be. So be patient with yourself. And let's keep in mind to be patient with others in the group, you know, because we're not all going to move at the same pace. Like I said before, let's all be patient and go at this with love, okay? And your ability to visualize is going to come back to you, even if you're worried about that. Because I think for a lot of people, that's probably the heaviest feeling part of this is that, oh, how am I going to visualize? You know, how am I going to get this right? Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. It's gonna come back to you. I promise. If you need ways to help you tap into your creative mind, go to a park and watch some children playing. You know, if you've got kids or grandkids, watch how they play pretend and use their beautiful little minds to create a pretend grocery store or some fun scenario, right? Really think about how we used to do as kids. You know, we used to pretend to be what, astronauts or cowboys and Indians or whatever it was. Tap into that youthful spirit within your mind and your soul again for your creative potential. Remember who you used to be, you know, because we need to take forth our youthful, loving, beautiful selves, and embrace that child within us. You know, that that freedom of learning and thirst for knowledge and joyful glee of skipping through the yard or whatever it may be. I mean, just truly free yourself. Let your mind go, man. Just let it go. let's let's just be kids again in our mind. Be youthful, be loving, be happy, be joyful. Pull it back in or pull it back out rather. Pull that kid in you back out. But whatever you do, don't rush it. Be patient with yourself, be patient with others. That's the important thing. This is an art that we're going to study. I mean, this is like a true art. So, um, yeah, let's just be patient with each other and ourselves. Be kind to yourself. Don't put too much weight on it if you're having trouble. And if you are having trouble, reach out to me. I'd be glad to come up with some kind of way to help you. As I said, I homeschooled. 5 kids have already graduated from my homeschool, and I have 2 more at home now. But every one of those children had a different way of learning. They had a different learning curve. And so I had to be creative in finding ways to reach them and get them to understand the lesson, you know. Um, and I'm going to do the same with you. I think homeschooling my kids was a great preparation for me because, being my own children, they were quite challenging sometimes. And I had to remain patient and get creative and really find ways to make sure that they were learning. And I did it, and I did it really well, I think, because they're really intelligent kids. And so, and I know this stuff, intimately that I'm teaching to you. So if I can get through teaching school to my kids, we're going to get through this with grace and dignity and joy and ease. I promise. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to ask questions. No question is going to be stupid or taken lightly. Whatever you need to understand better, ask. And we'll find a way to make sure that you can understand it, okay? I need you to trust in this process and trust in yourself and trust in me as your teacher that I truly am going to do everything I can do to make sure you wake up the way that you need to be waking up. Not some textbook way. That's actually why it took me so long to start the videos, because I really wanted to be careful not for it to seem too classroom lecture type textbooky. Does that make sense? I don't want it to feel heavy. It shouldn't be heavy. It should be light and wonderful. This should be a learning experience that we're all really excited about. This is a fun journey. There's plenty of other crappy stuff out in the world. We don't need to worry about making this crappy too, or too heavy. So I really want it to be fun. I've put a lot of thought into how I'm going to do this. And, with my homeschool, it was more stand up in front of the class, teach the lesson, and then do the one-on-one. And I don't want to necessarily do this that way, I want us to be one-on-one and just real with each other all the time, right? Like I might be your teacher, but I'm always a student too. So you never know, there may be somebody out there that's going to interact with me that's going to teach me something I didn't already know. And I embrace that. I welcome that. I love learning new things. So I just want you to be patient with yourself and know that this isn't going to be some hard task. This isn't going to be heavy. Trust in the process. Trust your intuition. Listen to yourself. Pay attention to your breathing. Let's just all get grounded and chill and learn to trust each other and know that you're on the right path. Feel it as right for you so that you can go forth and fully awaken to your full potential. That's That's the real goal here, you know? So I'm going to end on that note. And again, the links should be beneath the videos uh, for my email and my calendar if you want to book an appointment. Um, all is free. Free. Knowledge is power. So there's no charge. If you'd like to donate, that's wonderful. But I don't put a price tag on knowledge and awakening. I don't think that anybody should. Um, but that's my opinion. Um, anyway, have a great day. Be blessed. Check out the links. I'll see you on the Facebook group. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Until then, just breathe. Be fully aware of your present moment. You know, be present in your moment. And don't beat yourself up. Love yourself. Be kind. Kind to others. Be kind to yourself. You know, you deserve it. You're a beautiful soul. We're all important. Every single one of us are so, so important to this movement. We can't do it without each other. You know? So you need to see yourself as special. See yourself as worthy, as beautiful. Be loving and kind to yourself. Okay? All right, guys. Take care. See you next time.